Good morning. It's early morning on Thursday, and getting up, getting moving in the morning, getting the family going is obviously a daily routine. Caring for mum changes the daily routine, but some things just stay the same. So mum will often get up before us and sit in the lounge room. Sometimes she wakes up at 5 or 5:30. She'll go and sit in the lounge. On very rare occasions, she'll sleep in till 6:30 or 7. But typically, when we get up around 6 in the morning, we'll go out, and every morning I'll greet her. Good morning, Mum. How are you? For the last week or so, since she's had the anxiety, pretty much under control, her answer is, "Oh, I feel sick," and we go through the same routine every morning. Mum, sick in what way? How do you feel sick? And she has difficulties explaining how she feels sick, and she does this motioning, and it's something that she's done for a long time, and at one point she thought was indigestion. She was taking a lot of medication for indigestion because that's what she associated it with. But look, this when she does this, now we know that means anxiety, and she's really tired. I think mentally exhausted from the anxiety. That she says it's this, and I'll say, is it anxiety? Oh yes, that's what it is. It's difficult for me to understand why she can't accept anxiety as just being a part of the new normal, or it's part of the current state. But it seems very distressing to her every day when she wakes up and she talks about her anxiety. So obviously the thing that we try to do is to distract her mind from those anxious thoughts, and try to get her doing something. So at least eating some breakfast, have a cup of tea, try to talk to her over that cup of tea. We might pop the TV on, we might make sure she's got her puzzle book in front of her. But really just trying to help distract her mind from just sitting there thinking about bad things. So with mum's anxiety, something that it might also just be a part of that. She's so tired from being anxious for so long that she can't articulate what she's thinking about that makes her anxious. So, are you worried about your health, or are you worried about a test that's coming up, or are you worried about dying, or are you worried about how you're going to get from point A to point B? She just says she's worried about everything, and I put that down to just tiredness. Now, it might sound like a little bit of a challenge at the moment, but it's actually really cruisy right now, because this state that she's in at the moment is much better than it's been for a long time. So the morning routine used to be mum waking up really early, spending time in her bedroom alone, coming out and vomiting, like physically vomiting into the toilet, and then we'd let her settle down, and we'd bring her through and sit her down, and then start that normal talk. Mum, how are you? Oh, I'm so sick. It's the anxiety. Yes, it's the anxiety. But then we would distract her thoughts, and she wouldn't vomit. There was no vomiting for the rest of the day. But the anxiety was so strong up until about a week ago that she literally would just sit and just stare at the wall like that. And it was really frustrating, because we'd try to distract her thoughts. We couldn't distract her thoughts. She wasn't really concentrating. She wasn't with us. We couldn't. There was barely anything that we could do to move her mood. If her mood changed from that just vacant stare at the wall, it was never better than that. It would only be worse than that. And that was really difficult to deal with. Now, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things associated with that, and something. One of our appointments tomorrow. Mum's hearing is absolutely horrible, and has been for a long time. And it's taken me a long time to get her to agree to go for a hearing test. Something that I read was that, in geriatrics, in old people, the difficulty or lack of hearing is one of the causes of them losing connection or losing engagement with things around them. And that's definitely been one of Mum's problems. So that's something that I've got her booked into. We've already, I might touch on it tomorrow. I'll take you through what that process was, because it was a little bit ridiculous. But, I think that morning routine that starts off with Mum feeling bad shouldn't mean that we allow her to stay feeling bad. We've done it before where I've made mistakes and thought, okay, this is how she is at the moment, I'm just going to let her be. Doing that over time has proven to me that she'll just stay in that mood, or she will worsen from that state if I just let her be. So one of the things that we try to actively do is distract her when she's feeling anxious, when the anxiety is kind of kicking in. And if we catch it early enough, we know that we can at least keep her stable during the day. I might make another video later, rather than making this one too long. I might make another video later on what happens if we can't distract her, because that's happened many times where we haven't been able to distract her from those anxious thoughts, and just give you a bit of an idea of the cycle that she goes through and what we see when we can't break that that anxious process that she's in. But anyway, just wanted to touch base on that little piece of information about when we first get up in the morning and what it's like, and how the anxiety is always present. But believe you me, at the moment it is infinitely better than it has been for a long, long time. So for that, we are thankful, we are grateful, and we hope these videos give you a reference point, something for you to work from if you're in a similar situation to us. That's it for now. I'll come back and fill you in a little bit more later on. God bless.